Oh my gosh, it's been a month.
I know. Skein 45. Five more and we get to be a half a century worth of skeins. So I thought I'd wear Skyline sunglasses because mine are all goopy from running this morning because we went on our cruise. Okay, now I got to take them off because I cannot see. It was so much better than the last time I went on the cruise 20 years ago and felt nauseated. Whoever, you know who you were, whoever put in the comment from the last podcast that said get some meclizine or Bo9, which is actually the generic name for meclizine. High five, sister.
You started that before you left, while you were still on land. That I'd never.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the whole week. And the first, let's say the first 6 hours, well, we had rain going into Miami. If anybody saw my Instagram feed, it was almost like you couldn't drive. The rain was so hard. I thought it was going to flood and they weren't going to let us on the ship.
You can't flood a ship,
I know, but it rains on top, and I know it has places for water go out. But I really thought we were going to be drenched by the time we stepped on the ship. By the time we got our suitcases out of the car in the parking deck and walked down to the street level, the rain stopped. It never rained one more drop the whole entire week.
Wow, how lucky is that?
We were about 2.5 hours late leaving the port because I think they were sort of watching the rain, not watching the rain, but watching the weather reports.
I think that's just the way they do it, because we were about the same. About 2 to 3 hours after they said we were going to leave, we left. I think they just tell everybody yes, because they want to make sure if there's anybody that gets caught up with some kind of flight delay.
Oh,
People fly in to do cruises from all over the place, and I think they do that on purpose so that people.
Is that why there was only 3 of us standing at the back of the ship at 4 o'clock, wondering why nobody was doing anything with the ropes? That was me, Ronnie, and Skylin.
I think so.
Everybody else was like, "Hey, ding dong, you should be at the pool drinking because it's going to be a little while."
Yeah, and who cares? Once you're on the ship, it doesn't matter where you are. You're on vacation.
And guess what we did this morning?
What'd you do this morning?
Booked our cruise for Christmas week with all the kids.
You did. So you got commitment from those 2 boys.
I got a commitment from those 2 boys, and I'm probably going to have to work every weekend for the rest of my life until I croak in order to pay for it. But that's okay. In December, we're going on the cruise, and let me tell you what little Miss Smarty Pants niece of yours said when I told her we were going to be away Christmas week. I said, "Now, Sky, we're going to be gone Christmas week. This is a very expensive trip. So this is going to be you guys, Christmas." She said, "Mom, Santa Claus comes whether we're home or not." I'm like, we will have to see and talk about that. I thought that was very interesting.
Maybe Santa. Look at my nails. I got purple.
You got what I get, and I got sort of what you get.
Yeah.
So we'll have to have a little talk with Santa and tell him that. I'm not sure what we'll tell him, but.
Well, maybe he'll just bring some little trinkety things to open that aren't that expensive, but still give the feel of a Christmas morning.
From the Mexican market that we travel to. $2 little zipper bags. Okay, moving on.
Where are you going? What's the destination?
It's called the Western Caribbean, but we're stopping off at their own private island in the Bahamas. They have a couple of their own private islands. Apparently, they've got one down in Belize as well. They have a private island in the Bahamas. We're stopping off at Grand Cayman.
Nice.
And Jamaica and Cozumel.
Okay. Grand Cayman, that's one of the places that I went with Mom and Dad after you guys had flown the coop and I was still at home. That's where Stingray City is. And you need to do that. If that's offered as one of the...
Yes, you can forget it. Because you have to get on one of those other things that go like this on the water to get out to the stingrays. And I'm not going to test my vestibular system on that. I don't think Ronnie is going to want to swim with stingrays after the alligator guy got killed. And I'm sure these are stingrays that are fine. But we may go to hell.
Yes.
Go to hell and see the lava fields. We'll find something to do. Cozumel, I wouldn't even get off the ship for. we didn't do an excursion there. There's just like a little mall, and the stuff is really expensive, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I bought a couple things, and they have things that everything has a letter on it, which is for the cashier, but they don't give you a list of what A, B, C, D, E, L is. $18 for a little thingy, and that by that time you're at the cash register and they're already ringing you up.
Yeah.
And whatever. But anyway, I know there's other things you can do on Cozumel or at Cozumel. We'll look into it. But so happy Father's Day! Not to
Happy
you,
Father's Day to all of our fathers out there. Yes. I
know Mother's Day is different through the world. I guess Father's Day is too.
I suppose. I don't really know. I've never researched it. So I'm going to go up and see Dad today. I think I'm going to surprise him. I hadn't made any plans or anything. I just don't want to miss it. I didn't get up to see Mom during Mother's Day because you know how she is. She says, you do your Mother's Day however you want, and you don't have to come see me, and you just enjoy your Sunday. So in other words, I said, okay, well, maybe she doesn't want me to come. No, I know she would have. I really appreciate that. I had a particularly difficult week that week, and I think I really just needed to veg and stay home that weekend. But I'll go up and we'll celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day together. So
I talked to them this morning already, and Dad said, I said, thank you for being my daddy. And he said, it was a pleasure. And I thought, well, I hope it's still a pleasure because I still need you even though I'm all grown up. Well, that's right, you do. So
it's funny. So do you have any finished objects since it's been a month since we've seen each other?
Well, and I told you last time we podcast, the last FO that I posted on Instagram was my arboreal sweater that we took to EYF. That was the last finished object I actually had. However, people didn't know. Well, I said something about the mystery knit along. I had already knit that whole thing, the prototype, but I couldn't post it.
Right.
So I got 2 of those now because I finished my mystery knit along, and you have yours on. And I wanted to say I have at least one person. She knows who she is. I'm not going to call her name out, but she messaged me, and she's not quite done. And I know there's a lot of people that aren't done, so I'm changing my mind. I have not closed the thread, so we'll close the thread next podcast. So all of you people who are still trying to finish up, I want you to have a chance to be in the pot.
You're such a softie. The next time we podcast could be 3 weeks away.
And it's okay. They have 3 weeks then to work on it. But don't call me a softie because remember the FO thread in the Ravelry group Periscoping Sisters. Please do not reply to things in there, even though you want to say they're beautiful and all of that, because that makes another post that doesn't have a picture or not a finished object. So I have been deleting a couple of those. I'm sorry. Gigi, you were what? I'm sorry. I love you though. But those are just for finished object posts. But the chatter, if you want to chatter, go ahead and chatter because we're going to pull. I think I'm going to pull 2 winners from the chatter thread.
So you didn't watch Hohi's latest episode because she had the same. Well, she had something happen where she said that her knit along was finished 1 week after she had originally said, and she felt bad that people may have rushed to get it done for the first deadline. So she drew people from the names from the first deadline, and she decided to draw 2 prizes because she felt bad for those people that were really diligent about getting it done, and then she extended it. So I'm just going to throw that out there and see what you want to do with that.
Leave a comment because I know y'all will. Okay, so
if you guys really care, then we'll do 2 drawings and we'll put the numbers in through what was posted through Friday. If you rush to get it done Friday, if you guys post on here and you say stick to your word, do what you said, and then have a second drawing for those latecomers.
I don't want to be a woman not of my word. Now I feel that way.
No, you do what you want. This is your.
I do that.
We all know that. This is your thing. You're in charge, so you decide.
So since I decide, let me show you the prototype of the Mystery Knit Along, A Mother's Gift, that was started. Those stitches and a lot of it, some of it was knit while we were in EYF. Gosh, I wish we could go back. And this was made out of Sarin Yarns, which is Emma's new dyeing company. So this is where it starts. I know it's huge, you guys.
She has such a beautiful aesthetic.
Yes. So it was this pretty, and I don't even remember, and I should remember because we made her name both of these yarns. This pretty blue variegated with green, and then this gorgeous green tonal. Look how that stripes. Isn't that the neatest?
That's really pretty.
Okay, so it was really all basically the same except for the eyelet, the garter eyelet section. Oh, if you're not done, don't look. Okay, sorry, too late.
No, too late.
I striped it between the two yarns. I did a blue stripe and a green stripe, but we ended up doing that all in color A.
I kind of like the way that looks with the stripes because it almost makes a scalloping effect. I didn't notice that the first time.
Oh.
With the two colors. That's kind of pretty. Yeah, I like that.
I like that too. So that was my prototype, and let me get my finished one that I did it in. This is the, let me think. This is the only pattern we've created, or I've created, that I've done twice in its entirety.
Really?
One, I've only done a prototype. We're not going to talk about random act of color. Anyway, look what I did. See, look at the squirrel. The squirrel went away. Bye-bye. I never finished random act of color.
You didn't?
No, but we're going to move on now. Okay.
That was one of our most popular patterns.
But that wasn't, yes, that was our first collaboration. So this was one of the colors in the kits that Hannah Florian did. Mm-hmm. And this was paired up with the peach Bellini, I think. But I paired it up with Lamb Strings yarn, her MCN copper way.
Pretty.
Because I need gray in my life. Well, I need gray in my wardrobe. Well, that was... We keep rolling here.
Pretty.
Okay, so the biggest question, and I put tassels. The biggest question people asked, just like I guess they did with the fade. What the fade? How the hell do you, how do you wear? How the heck do you wear it? And you can wear it any way you want. I mean, look at how Debbie has it. Debbie, you have it wrapped around now. She didn't put tassels on hers.
No, I wanted to keep my leftovers. I had a tiny bit of leftovers left of my two colors, and I wanted to be able to put them in my blankets. So I knew if I made tassels, I wouldn't have anything left. So
okay, so I'm going to...
I have both of the top parts in the front, and then I just wrapped it around. There you go.
And if you want to, and I was even kind of playing with this, you can take one of the ends where there's the two and bring it up through the inside where you kind of...
Someone actually put a post on Instagram of like 3 different ways that she put it on. Or was that in the group?
And look how it matches perfectly with this bedazzled t-shirt I have. That nice.
Well, that looks cool.
You guys, it's not brain surgery. Just wear it the way you want it. Melissa was showing, she had done this. She put it around, because I'll never wear anything like this, but she put it around her back, and she tied, where the two tassels are, she tied these sort of up and let it sort of hang.
Oh, that's cool.
Around her shoulders like that. So,
you
can wear it any way you want, people. It's yours. Wrap it between your legs and wear it as a diaper.
Amy.
I don't mind. Let me tell you, we're back on our exercise program and back on our train. Debbie, anybody who's ever been on a cruise knows that there's more food than anybody ever physically needs to eat ever in like a whole lifetime in a week.
They don't want people going hungry.
In the first 5 days, in 5 days after being home, I lost 10 pounds. No. 2 pounds of it was water, I'm sure. The other 8 pounds was poop, I'm sure. I think I pooped 3 times a day. My colon and my gut had so much cruise food in it, well, cruise waste in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I went through withdrawals after a while. My stomach finally shrunk back down, and my fingers, I could put my rings back on.
Yeah.
Crazy, but it
It's
was crazy fun too.
overindulgence. That's what Americans love to do. And that's why those cruise ships make so much money and they can afford to put food out
Think how much,
24/7.
think how much is wasted though. Okay, we're not going to go there because there's starving children in this country.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about. You have any other finished things?
I do. In the last month, I designed and test knitted and got a pattern on Ravelry. Can you believe it?
What are you doing?
I don't know. It's really weird. Sometimes I have a wild hair and I have design like inspiration and I go through my little Stitch dictionary books and I play around and I swatch and sometimes it's just like bam, it just comes together. I put a post out on Instagram and said any sock knitters out there interested in doing a sock test. I got like five
One
different.
person called you. Oh no.
Well, no, I asked Danielle first before I even put up the thread. DM Brown on Instagram. She may have some numbers next to her name, but she's one of our earliest followers. Hi Danielle. And
Danielle.
she said, "Sure, I'd love to." She loves to knit socks. She's knitting socks all the time and she's
She's
retired,
a
so
fast. She's like lightning fast.
yeah. She says, "I'm not that fast. I just have a lot of time to knit." And I said, "Okay, whatever." I don't believe that, but that's okay. So she said
A pair
yes,
of
and
socks in 3 days or whatever it was. Would she knit your socks 3 days?
I think so. It was really fast. So I put up the post. I went through and then I took it down because I had a lot of people respond. If I didn't pick you, there's going to be plenty more times. I tried to find a couple people whose uh, feeds looked like they knit a lot of socks. And then I picked a couple people that I just have known through Instagram for a while because I knew it was going to go fast and I knew I wanted to be able to get it up on Ravelry quickly because I'm really impatient. Once I have the pattern, I have it written and I think it's good, then, and I didn't even ask my test knitters, tell them that they needed to finish. They just, a couple of them got one sock done and that was good enough for me. I just wanted a couple projects.
It didn't have anything really to tweak that the test knitters found.
Um, Well, I asked for their feedback about the setup rows right after you do the ribbing. One of my testers was a little bit behind, so she said, "Okay, well, she was having trouble finding yarn that she wanted to use, and she settled on some yarn. So she said, "Okay, I'll do it without the setup rows and let you know what I think." I ended up keeping the setup rows in the pattern, um, and then what was the other one? I can't remember. I didn't really have too much because I have my standard sock pattern already recipe in with my heel and everything written up. It's just a matter of swapping out the pattern part and taking pictures and all of that. So it was funny because when I was writing them in May and June in San Diego or Southern California, we have what's called May Gray and June Gloom. And it's actually more of our springtime, which is a lot of cloud cover, a lot of marine layer, and it stays a little bit cooler. And sometimes it burns off, sometimes it doesn't. Today's a pretty gray day to begin with anyway, but
we're in June, so you have to call it gloom. You can only call it gray when it's in May.
Right. Once it turns to June, it's June gloom.
It's gloom.
Right. So I found this little pattern, and I really thought it looked like rain kind of drizzling down the side of a window, and so I called them Drizzle Socks. And these are the first ones that I knit.
So pretty. It looks very complicated, but I know it's not.
Oh no, it's a 4-row repeat that's so memorizable. You get, and 2 of the rows are actually like a rest row, so it's really only 2 rows of pattern. And so you get to the first row you do something on both sections, the second row you do something on one section, the third row you do something on this section, and the last row you just knit basically. So it's very easy. I knit these up using the travel knitter yarn we got in London. I was originally going to use this yarn for gloves, but I figured it was a beautiful tonal. I love the color, and so I used these socks or this yarn. It has a 1x1 twisted rib, and then it has like 2 setup rows, and then I have standard. I have partridge heel with a Dutch square heel turn, a little gusset, and just a regular kind of wedge toe that's a little bit rounded at the tip. So that's those on this kind of tonal yarn. And then I decided to try it on more of a speckly colored yarn.
There's our foot.
There's our foot. This time I did it toe up. I started toe up and I did a fish lips kiss heel. I did a fish lips kiss heel on one and a German short row heel on one. What?
Turn it and show the front. Oh, it's so pretty. So on either side is a little,
like a mock cable.
right? And then there's several repeats of a different kind.
Right. There each one of these repeats is 3 stitches. So there's 6 repeats for 18 stitches across the front. And then there's another little mock cable up the side.
Cute, Debbie.
So it's very simple and it goes really fast. Once you start knitting it, it really does go fast. I think I knit these in 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Because I did them 2 at a time and you just...
Which yarn is that?
This yarn is Peepaloo Fields.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the colorway is called Darren. It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Purple and pink and gold. You can see on the back, it's just a plain back, stockinette. So those are called Drizzle Socks. I figured we do a knit along. Let's do sock knit along in the group. So I'll put up a thread for chatter thread, and then I'll put up a finished objects thread. And I think what I'm going to do for the finished objects thread, in order to be qualified to win a prize, which will be the bigger of the 2 prizes, you need to make a project page on Ravelry.
Okay, that excludes me.
You don't get to win a prize anyways because you're a member.
You'll draw the winner the next time it rains in California, so you may have up to a year to get them done. So get them started now. You got plenty of time.
I figured I would do it for, let's see, where are we in June? The end of June? Middle of June.
Middle.
So let's do middle of July. Let's do end of August. A little over 2 weeks. You have till the end of summer. So these can be your back to school socks.
Ah, wonderful.
Okay?
Back to school socks.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you to all of my test knitters. You guys were awesome. It came together so fast. I think I wrote it the weekend, right, Memorial Day weekend. I think I sent it out to my testers on Thursday night, and I think I had it published by that following Thursday. It was like a week.
That is fast.
It was really fast.
Yeah.
So.
Good. Yay.
Yay.
So what are you working on now?
I have a couple different projects I'm working on right now. One of them is my Archer sweater, my Archer pullover. Do you want to see that?
Yes, let's see that.
Okay. Wait.
Ugh. That color. I know there's a lot of people that would see that and they'd say, oh my gosh, that color, but they would never bring themselves to buy that color. But I'm telling you what.
I know. Well, I fell in love with it because it was the color in the pattern.
Oh, is it the same color as in the pattern?
Yeah. I did mine a little differently because I started to get short on this rust color. So I did my neck band in the contrast color.
Good, Deb. Wow, you are rolling on that.
Look, I got one of the sleeves done.
And it's 3/4 or it comes all the way down?
No, it's like bracelet length. It comes down to about here.
Is that where you wear your bracelet?
Yeah.
What's 3/4 length? Higher than that?
I think 3/4 is like up here. So it's just, I mean, it's just above the wrist and you can kind of push it up to 3/4, but it's not real bunchy. So, I kind of did the same thing on the bottom as a sleeve as I did on the bottom of the body where I have the gray, a longer section. So I did a longer section of gray here and then did that. And then this is my second sleeve.
Does it have decreases?
Yes. So under the arm, you can see, I'll hold it up. She does a center double decrease the pattern is solid. The arms are solid. There's no stripes in the arms. But I was running low on my gold. My rust color. Sorry, it fell. I mean, this is how much rust I have left to finish the sleeve. So, but this is half of what I use. I took what I had left. I split it in half. So hopefully this doesn't run out. I have a couple other little tiny bits that were left from the previous sleeve. But I was going to show you the decrease under the arm.
Why? Okay, so if somebody wanted to knit solid sleeves, would they have to worry about running out of yarn?
I don't know why I ran out of yarn.
You're the right stitch? I mean, for what it called? It's
Yes. I don't know. Maybe my gauge is a little bit looser.
I love that central double decrease.
Isn't it pretty under the sleeve?
Wow, pretty. Because even if you do a knit two together, a slip knit pass, you can see that. I can see that. Maybe most knitters can see that. So why not turn it
into a feature?
Right. It sort of looks like you're not supposed to see it, but you really see it, but just look away and maybe not see it. I can see it. So why not make that decrease a feature just like she did? Oh, so pretty.
And then on the inside, on the side of the sweater, she also has you do like a slip stitch. I'm trying to explain.
Like a side seam that's supposed to look like a side seam. That's like my arrow sweater. They'd make you have they let you do a purl. It almost looks like a side. Yeah. Oh, how pretty. Yeah.
And she does the slip stitch. So when you have two colors, the first row, you're just knitting the first change in the color. And then on that second row, you're slipping that last stitch. So that first stitch kind of covers both rows of that color. And then you go, so there's no jog when you're changing colors if you're doing two rows. I may try that on a sock.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
It would make a cute little seam up the back of the sock and you wouldn't see that jig jag. So thank you, Elizabeth. You're awesome.
Speaking of jig jags on socks, I have a little jig jag on socks and my darn cruise sock.
Let me finish this real quick. So the pattern is called Archer. It's by Elizabeth Dougherty, who is Blue Bee Studios on Ravelry. I think so on Ravelry and on Instagram. And the yarn I used is La Bien Amie singles. I don't remember the colorways, but you can look on my project page because I have it in Ravelry.
Okay, Miss Homework girl. So when it was really hot on the cruise, and when you're enjoying unlimited beverage package, it's really hard to knit when you have your unlimited beverage package in one hand. So I did do some knitting. I did more knitting on the 10-hour drive down and back of the cruise than I did on the cruise. But I've been wanting to knit my Scribbles and Knits Sprinklers colorway for so long, and it's getting blown out a little bit, but it's got it's neon greens and pinks and blues. Oh,
beautiful.
So I also got my local yarn store ordered me because I ran in there for something and they said, hey, you want to try some of the flips? Which were which are the bendable ones.
What do you think?
I really, really like them for socks. Almost better. I would have, you know how much I love my 9-inch circs.
Yes.
I like these as much as my 9-inch circs, maybe a little bit more.
See, now I think because the 9-inch circ, the needles are so short, and the way I knit, I use my ring fingers a lot in balancing.
You'll like these, Debbie. The only thing I don't care for is one end is
blunt
duller than the other. And even the sharp end is not the sharpest. But it was funny because I'm sitting in my lounge chair in the sun, knitting. Ronnie said, no, you're using something different. He noticed I was using something different. I said, yeah. He says, okay, so the only problem, just like, and I hate double pointed needles with a passion. But if you
You
have
have
long,
one that's loose.
yes. So you have to, he says, do you have to put it in your mouth every time?
Yes, Ronnie, it's a rule.
It says on the package, when you turn your sock to get the yarn ready, yes, you must put it in your mouth so you don't lose it. You have to put it somewhere. That's a perfect place for it. Now I can see double pointed needles. People probably stick in their hair if they have long. I used to do that. Like if I had a cap on, I'd stick it in my cap. Forget it. These, it's okay. It fits. It's perfect. And when you pull it out, the sharp end's right, ready to go. I love these, you guys. They're a little pricey. I got these at my local yarn store. However, I haven't looked at them online. They're about the same. About $25 is what I paid.
Ooh, that's kind of expensive.
Yeah, like I said, they're a little pricey.
They're made by Addie.
Yes.
Oh, Aim, that's so cute. I might wait until. Do you think they have a? Do you think they have a copyright to where they're the only ones that can make them?
I'm sure.
I want to. I want them to make the tips pointier.
Okay, you can just do that. I'm going to keep using mine.
They should make. They should. They. We should all make a petition and say the pointy end should become the blunt end, and then make a pointier end that's pointier than the pointy end.
And make them less expensive, and then we'll buy them. And
Yes.
they'll say, we'll get right on that. Perfect. We'll do that for you. So I did a 1x1 twisted rib, 5 rows, and then a stripe row, which is basically, this is from Yarn Cafe Creations. I was knitting a hat for Dad, and I asked her to do like darks, grays, and blues and blacks, and that's just basically what that is. But I decided to stripe it. I put in an afterthought heel.
So cute. And how did you cut your yarn or carry it down?
Carry it.
Let me see the inside.
Okay, so it's on the back of the leg. And on the bottom of the foot.
Yeah, you can't even see it.
Jog a little bit.
Is it one row?
One row.
One row. Uh-huh.
So
it's so cute.
I like them. So eventually I'll get my cruise socks done. Maybe I'll get them done before my next cruise in 6 months. You think I can do that? I think it'd probably be a good goal. Yeah. But I took this, and this was the perfect little bag. It was the night before knitting. It was the night before Christmas from Julie, the Yarn Heart, Suffolk Socks. Hi, Jules. And I said, you have to sign. She's like, you want me to write on this bag? It was her bag when we went to the Curious Handmade Retreat. And I said, oh, do you have any more of those bags? She says, yeah, I have some bags.
I have one
she
up
says,
there.
oh, I'll just give you this one. I'm like, you don't need to empty out your bag and give me your bag. Oh, I'll just give you this one. I said, well, write it on the back. And it's a joy to spend time with you. That was a lie. She didn't even know us. She probably thought it was a pain in the neck. She should have wrote that. She was so much fun. What else are you working on?
I have 2 blankets. I have one blanket that I started since I saw you last because
no.
So, I had my little circles for my Hexie Love blanket. And when I went up to Mom and Dad's and Mom helped me arrange the circles and get them all set up the way we wanted them, I decided to order some yarn from Knit Picks. And while I was waiting for that yarn to get here, I was itching to crochet. So
help yourself, could you?
No.
You couldn't leave well enough alone.
So I started this cute little blanket.
It's sort of like a cozy memory, but oh, Debbie, it's so pretty. It reminds me of something Danny would do.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
And look, do you recognize any of these colors right here? This one?
Oh, those are from your little circles.
No.
Oh, they're not. Oh, from the Advent.
Yes.
I've never seen them knit up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 golden rings.
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So those are my 12
days of
Christmas from your Advent calendar. Oh. And then there's a whole grouping in here of I did a Bohemian Fibers, the what do you call it? Mini swap, swapless swap.
Oh, swap the swap.
Yeah.
How
So
many
that was
grams
cool.
each does that take, Debbie? Because people may ask,
Huh?
how many grams of yarn does it take to do one of those little squares? You
Oh,
probably like
probably like
5.
2 grams.
Oh,
It's the tiniest little bit. Really, it doesn't take a lot at all.
what is it? Did you make it up?
No, I didn't make it up. It's called Giant Granny Block or something like that on Ravelry. Go to
Oh,
my Ravelry page. I have a project page for it. Or in the meantime, if you talk about something, I'll look it up. That way people don't have to go over there.
of course she has a Ravelry page.
I like to keep track of what I did and how long it took me. That's not what I want.
Oh, I wanted to tell you before I forget. The girl, hold on just a minute. I got to pull up my Ravelry too. The girl that we gave away the pattern, only way up, the only way up cowl. She sent me a new pattern to give away. What is going on?
Okay, so I found it.
Okay.
It's called Giant Granny Patches by Sandra Paul. And I'll bring up the cover of it. So this is what it looks like, people. Giant Granny Patches.
Why are they called giant? The squares are so little.
Well, no, she makes them bigger. You can make them as big as you want.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, you can just keep going in the same method around and around and around. I only have 1, 2, 3 rounds. So I did 2 rounds, and then on the 3rd round, I join it to the others. See?
Oh, okay.
So I have,
Enjoy as you go.
yeah, the first
Started.
round, the second round is right here, and then this 3rd round, you pick up and you join it with the previous squares as you go.
Art.
And it's really amazing how when you join it, it makes them like perfect straight edge squares. You can see on the edge, they're not really that straight. I mean, they're kind of rounded. You know what I mean? See how
Yes.
that looks kind of rounded? But when you join them,
Huh.
they become like perfect little squares.
That is very, very cool. I love how it just is so. Okay, let me find. Here. Cozy Cute Knits.
Oh, yes.
Naomi. She has a new pattern, Enchanted Socks. Hold on, let me go to my library. Oh, and then we're going to talk about something else that's real. Come on, people. I know everybody's interested in all of our.
Do you want me to show my hexagon blanket while you're looking?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, so Mom helped me lay these out, and then as soon as I put them together, I realized that it wasn't going to be wide enough, so I had to rearrange them to make it more wide and less long and skinny and more wide and rectangular. So this is what I have so far.
You couldn't have done any better. I mean, other than doing a white or a cream, that gray is perfect color that makes all those others pop.
Yeah, isn't it pretty?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a gray as one of my colors in my circles, but it is a darker gray. I think this is one of the colors from Lolo did it, one of her middle grays. And then this is Dove Heather from Knit Picks. It's just their Knit Picks stroll. And this is the Hexy Love Actually blanket. And for my middle circles, I have 11 different colors. I have two yellows. This is a darker one, and this is a lighter one. I have a light pink and a dark pink. I have a light aqua and a darker aqua. I have green. I have a medium blue and a dark blue, purple. So I have 11 different colors, and then I have the orange. And I just made one. There's the middle. There's the magenta.
Mm-hmm.
I just made one combination of each one, so I had 110 circles, and then when I rearranged this so that it would be wider and shorter, I needed to make 3 extra circles, and then that was it.
Wow.
It's really fun. It's really fun to put together, because you put it together as you go.
Will that edge be its edge, or will you put on?
Yes, no, this will be its edge. It's just going to be,
Oh.
well, I think I'm going to, I thought you meant the shape of it. I think I am going to put a border on it.
Oh, okay.
Mom thinks I should use like one of these brights to go around the outside.
Beautiful.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
Okay, I found the Enchanted Socks
Okay.
by Naomi Buchanan.
You have a picture?
Yep.
Oh, pretty.
They look like it's a very easy pattern repeat. It looks like something maybe somebody who's a beginning sock knitter could do very easily.
And she's having us give that away, so we're going to open a thread?
I'm going to put a thread up for the Enchanted Socks.
Okay.
And I will ask you something.
About your feet.
So that'll be exciting for you and me both, because I don't know what it's going to be. Okay, so the other thing I've been working on since I got home, because before we left for the cruise, I was kind of to the point of stopping because we were sort of at the arms, is the Marcella Chang's sweater. Now I found out I can talk about it now.
Okay, good.
So Marcella, this is her beautiful sweater.
Oh.
Okay, but it means something in Italian, like live life, or something to that effect. It comes with short sleeves or long sleeves. You can choose. It has this beautiful lace bodice part.
Ah, yes, that's pretty.
And it's knit from the bottom up. This is the one that I stole from you. They asked you to test knit it, and I said, but I really like it. Send it to me. And you're like, oh. So you sent me all the stuff, and you wrote all over the pattern and told me where you were and what the gauge was, and you sent me everything except needles, and I stole some needles from my Tegna. So when I left for our cruise, I was getting ready to stop for the sleeves, and I didn't knit it as long as the pattern calls for. I was messaging Connie and Marcella. They're both together in Uruguay. They're taking classes. Yes,
I saw.
So I said, "Are you there? Are you there?" She says, "Yeah, me and Marcella having a drink." I said, "Are you too drunk to answer a question?" She says, "Never, never. That's fine. What is it?" So I said, "Okay. Do you mind if I modify a little bit, because I can't do anything that follows a pattern just because." Okay, so in the lace, there's purling, and you know how much I love to purl. I'd rather knit something inside out than have to purl a lot. But I also, my purls on either sides of yarn overs, my yarn overs end up looking like that big. So it's more probably just the technique I use or whatever it is. I just knew that it's probably going to look really funky. So I just changed a couple of the purls in the lace pattern. But
Oh my gosh, Amy, it's really pretty.
So I decided to knit the short sleeves, and I knit them a little shorter than they call for, just because it's hot here in Georgia, and even if you wear something short sleeve, it's probably going to be pretty hot, but it's just a little ribbing. And I just last night, I started the lace.
Oh, Amy, it looks so pretty.
And this color is the Flowering Desert colorway from Chili Knits.
And you're alternating skeins?
Alternating skeins, except I did both the sleeves from the same skein.
That's fine.
And the same skein, I'm doing the lace, but I'm gonna be changing, so I'm gonna do it alternate. So this is.
You're gonna alternate through the lace too?
No, I'm not right now. I think
okay.
Before I get up towards the neck, then it's where it's stockinette. I'm gonna introduce the other. But I still have two. I'm only still using two skeins. She sent 4. I still have to. I'm gonna have to.
I want at least a little nugget of your leftover to put in my blankets.
It is the softest yarn. Okay, so how do you get this? Apparently, they're doing what's called a sweater club. The only way to get the pattern is to buy the kit and get the yarn from Connie or Trey Liz. Both of them are doing kits for this sweater. Okay. So if you would like to do this sweater, called the Dulce Far Niente, I guess. Go over to
Dolce, let me look at the name again. Dolce Far Niente. And I don't know what that, it must be Il, I-L.
It's Italian.
Il Dolce Far
I
Niente.
thought dolce meant ice cream. No. Anyway, go over to Marcella's Instagram page or
For your
Connie's
ice cream sweater.
or your ice cream sweater. You just call it that if you want. Or Trey Liz, and you will see how to get these kits and get this to make a beautiful sweater tee for yourself.
It's really cute.
And a cute.
Yeah.
I had to try it on twice. I'm glad I had a longer cord and stuff, but it's kind of like right at this point.
That's going to be really sweet, Aim.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Oh, so I just want to sit and work on that all day, which I think when we get done here, I might.
You're really close to being done. I'm so close to being done on my sweater, too, for my sleeve. I think it will take me maybe 3 or 4 nights to get that done. I just need to work on it in the evenings and go round and round. But these blankets have been distracting me. This one in particular, since I got the gray, I just want to work on it all the time.
Yep.
And then my at the baseball game knitting has been my Primrose Yarn vanilla socks.
I love that colorway. What
Isn't
is
it?
that colorway?
This colorway is called Supernova. And you see on the back how I did a slip stitch for about a little less than an inch right above the heel. And then I did a couple rows of vanilla or just stockinette. I decided to put in a garter stitch fish lips kiss heel.
So that little band is just around the back to hug your back of your heel.
Yeah, Achilles, like right up at the top of the heel. And what I think I might do, because this is definitely like a sport weight, it's a heavier weight yarn 3-ply. I'm using, instead of my 2.25 millimeter, I'm using the 2.5s, the 1.5s instead of the 1s. I think I might continue the garter down the bottom of the foot and make them like slipper socks.
Oh, that might be nice.
It'd be really cozy. The only thing I'm concerned about is that the row gauge of the garter is going to be a little shorter than the stockinette. Do you think it'll stretch out on the bottom of my foot?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be. You're gonna have way stretch for that. So you're gonna purl across and then knit across and purl across and knit.
I don't mind purling like you mind purling. Apparently.
Apparently not.
So that's
I
started those top down. These were going to be the Galliano socks by Tracy Miller from the Grocery Girls, her first pattern, but this yarn didn't show off the pattern well enough. So I need to find a different. I'm hoping maybe this beautiful red. If I have enough of this yarn to do all the way down and maybe just do a stripe at the toe.
Why wouldn't you? Isn't that a whole skein? Why wouldn't you have enough? Oh, of the red. What do you mean?
Enough? To do the Galliano socks in the red.
Oh, gotcha. If you save some of this red.
Yeah, because there's only 330 yards or so. Maybe I'll just modify her pattern a little bit and I'll do toes and heels with this color.
Absolutely, in cuff.
And do them toe up.
Yes.
That way I just knit until I run out.
You will have plenty, Debbie.
Maybe that's what I'll do. This is a beautiful color. Look at that.
And you'll have sort of fraternal twin socks.
Yeah.
Turn them into the Grocery Girls fraternal twin socks.
I could, but I probably won't have them done by the end of June. I think that's what they're doing for June.
Danielle, she'll get them done quickly for you.
But you can see, I mean, this is how much I have left of the balls for the foot. I'm hoping I have enough.
Plenty. Could probably even make a little pair of shorties out of what's left, too.
No, I don't think I will. Not of that color.
You should send them to me, and then I can put some different heels.
I can send them to you. So that's everything that I have on the needles. That pair of socks, my sweater, my 2 blankets. I do still have my my Cyril socks. Those are I had to rip out that much of the leg because I did the pattern wrong.
What's wrong? Because you let it sit too long?
Yeah, and I misread the pattern. You're supposed to do so many rows straight before you do that little in between the little pattern. You're supposed to do so many rows, and they're kind of split. There's some at the bottom, and then there's a couple at the top before you do. And I was doing this repeating, and I wasn't including those 2 rows at the top. So that's all right. I ripped it back to the cuff.
Do you have any skeins in the closet?
I got some gifted to me from one of my test knitters, Shauna Knits.
What?
She dyed up a new colorway specifically for the Drizzle Socks.
Wait a minute. Let's go back. She wanted to test knit socks, and she sent you a gift?
She was one of my test knitters, and I said, what
is she doing?
What is she doing? She said, thank you for allowing me to test knit the Drizzle Socks. I'm sending along a few things for you and Amy. Feel free to keep all the skeins or a couple or give them all away as prizes. It's totally up to you.
Or keep them all for yourself, which is
well, no. At least one of these will be a prize. I'll let you pick what you want. But she called this one Drizzle Faux Shizzle. This one, Drizzle Faux Shizzle. It's 85% superwash Polworth and 15% nylon. I told her I've never knit with Polworth before. This is her little yarn company.
It's kind of shiny-ish.
Yeah, it has a little sheen to it, doesn't it?
Oh, it's pretty. Oh, that's a pretty color, Debbie. Ooh.
So Bean and Bam is the name of her little company, and it's the nicknames for her twins.
Oh.
Bean and Bam.
Bean and Bam.
So that's one of the skeins that she sent. Then she sent this gorgeous thing. This is called Starbirth. And this is 80% Coriadale, 20% nylon. It's non-superwash. But let me tell you, it's not toothy, really. It's really bouncy and soft. This would make beautiful socks.
Wow.
And this is in the colorway, I said Starbirth. And then she sent this. This is also Starbirth. But this is on a Falkland DK. 100% Falkland, non-superwash. This would make a great pair of mittens or a hat or something. Isn't that beautiful?
Very beautiful.
So,
Donna?
So you pick what you would like. I can send one to you.
Pretty.
And then we'll have one as a giveaway. And maybe I'll keep one. You know what I should do? I should have this be the prize for the Drizzle, one of the prizes for the Drizzle Socks.
That'd be a perfect colorway for the Drizzle Socks.
Well, no, this is it. If you knit the Drizzle Socks, then you win this. You can knit a different pair of socks. Because you don't pull the prizes till the knit along is done.
No, I'm saying that they knit them for the knit along.
Oh. Okay, what did you get?
Okay, so when I was complaining about how gray is boring to knit, my BFF across the world, Dessou in Israel, she's the biggest stinker pot stirrer. She would be so, I mean, there's several that we've adopted over the years, but I'm telling you what, she fits in way too well with us. I get this package, and I'm like, where does this, and it has the customs thing on the outside. Ronnie says, you bought something from overseas? Well, he doesn't care. I'm like, I have done that.
But I haven't not
I've
now.
done that, but I have bought yarn and forgot, like all of us have. I open it up, and there's a little note that says, where is the note? That says, gray isn't boring to knit with. She ordered me 2 skeins from Palette de, I don't know how you say it, Palette de Velour, 100% superwash.
Pate?
Oh, not palette. Pate. Let me show you this because it's a little easier to read.
Pate de velour. Exquise. Speckleless.
And it's Pate.
Speckles 1.
DeVelourYarns.com.
Ooh. And that's a single ply, it looks like.
Single. And it's beautiful light gray with these little pops of blue and pink. Hello.
Oh, that's beautiful, Amy.
So now Okay, great. It's not boring. This one's not boring.
That'd
Solid
be,
gray. Boring.
that'd be a beautiful little tank shirt of some kind with 2 skeins. You could make.
Could I? Remember, I got big boobs.
I
I
know,
might
but
need.
but you wear a tank top underneath it, and you said you're only using
Yeah,
2 skeins for Connie's sweater.
that's true. True. True.
You could totally do a garment.
Thank you, Dessou. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
That was very sweet.
Isn't that sweet?
Yes,
Shall we talk about sewing just for a momento?
of course.
Okay. I am done my first round of Gertie bags. They're not for sale yet, but I got 2 different color linens. One was a mustard and one is a olive green. I'm working on the olive green bags, but the mustard ones are done.
Oh, Aim, they are so pretty. Oh, that red button is beautiful. Look at Gertie with her glasses. So cute. Let me
And
see the backside. Oh, it goes all the way around.
yeah, and this is the wool that we got at EYF that they make kilts from.
Yes.
And the gold linen goes on the inside.
It's really pretty, Amy. You did a great job. Are you
And
going to sell those on Etsy?
let's talk about that next. How interesting that you would say that word.
Oh,
Had everybody seen my Screw Etsy sale that was just happened yesterday, 2 days ago? I decided to have a Screw Etsy sale. So I said, go over to Mr. Indigo's bags on Etsy and take a look. Take a look. Then come over here and private message me on Instagram and I'll hook you up. And we've almost sold out in a matter of 24 hours.
so you
Because
didn't
everybody
do it
else
through
was,
Etsy?
no, we didn't do it through Etsy because you know why? Because I can. That's enough said about that. But I'll show you what we have left. We
You
have
already paid your 20 cents per listing to get them up there.
paid you 20 cents listing to get up there. Every time, if you want to pull something out of your shop because you want to give a gift or something, you want to change the quantity from 5 to 4, that'll cost you 85 cents right there.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. And now instead of 3.5% of the sale they now get 5% of the sale. And somebody said something about shipping. Like
They
shipping,
get 5% of the shipping cost
okay,
too.
like
It's in
what?
it's silly.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that, but we are going to talk about what's left. There's only a few bags left.
I hadn't thought about using that just to show and then have people
And the
DM
ones that
you.
sold out, guess what? I deactivated it. And when you deactivate it, doesn't cost you anything.
I should show Aunt Jan's bags too. I have a
Okay,
bunch of them over there.
what I told people, follow me on Instagram. If you see something in there you like, now you're going to have to ask me if it's still available because I'm not going to update the site and get charged more. I've refused to give one more penny to Etsy.
Yeah.
So we only have 3 of these small Mr. Indigo's bags left. 3 of these. That's the little pink gingham. Magnetic closure. 3 of those. We only have 2 of the small arrow bags with the flannel inside.
Those are cute. I like that fabric.
Yep, 2 of those. And only 1 more of the blue bag, small. The big ones, all the big ones have already gone. Like I said, it was like 24 hours of complete mayhem. Me writing Post-it notes, checking, they're sending me PayPal. So that's basically, I tell them how much it is. That includes shipping. They PayPal me the money, and as soon as they PayPal me the money, I put it in a bag and send it. Screw Etsy sale. I love those guys.
I'll be right back.
So, thank you for all the partake. Now, that's probably how I'm probably not once everything's, and there's still a couple big snowman bags and maybe one more mustache bag in Ronnie's shop, Mr. Indigo's bags. Once it is completely everything's sold out, I'm shutting down the shop. He doesn't want to do it anymore. He says it takes too much of my time. It doesn't really matter to me. I enjoy it. Now the bags that I'm making and the yarn that I'll be selling, I'm probably gonna just post it on Instagram, private message me, and I'll sell it that way. I'm
Yeah.
not selling enough to have a website, and I'm certainly not going to humor Etsy and all the. I mean, I'm sure
I need to message Aunt Jan. Well, Aunt Jan, you'll see you'll see the podcast, but
So
you
thank
let
you
me
for
know if you're still
shopping.
interested in doing. Oh yeah, let me know if you're still interested in keeping your stuff on my shop on Etsy, because it doesn't cost any more to post it. It just takes more out of your profit when you do sell. If you have to pay 5% on the shipping and 5% on the bag itself, I mean, we're gonna have to raise the prices. Otherwise,
You're doing it for free.
yeah. And I mean, these fabrics are
She's already spending shipping costs to
to
ship them
send them to
from
me.
Jersey to California.
I know.
So
So these are the bags that are in there right now.
take all the fun out of it. Thanks, Etsy, for being such a good friend.
This one. There's these
Ooh,
beautiful ones that are. These are the batiks with the applique on the front. Some really beautiful ones in there right now.
so pretty. Oh, I like that one.
And this is a really festive one with the little.
Cool.
This one's more of like a fall colors, and then I have some real pretty brights.
They're pretty big bags. I mean, certainly socks or even a
Oh yeah, you can put a
wrap.
two skein project in here. That's pretty. I like that red and black one.
Yeah.
And then this is another one of the pieced ones with the golds and orange.
Yes.
Solid on the back.
Pretty.
So I've had a lot of people favorite the shop. Not too many of these have. Well, this is all I have left. Some of these are relisted from a previous listing, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to her and find out what she wants to do. It's pretty disappointing though that Etsy's done that. It's just, I mean, it really separates the people that are really small from the people that it makes it worth it for them to get their own website. It kind of pushes them out. But then the people that are really small, then
so
it's just not right.
even the people who are gonna keep on keeping on, they're making tons and tons
just to
but
host the website.
I really think, and just like any kind of news, people complain about, oh, I'm not doing it, and then it kind of levels off. So they're going to see probably this month and next month, they're going to see probably a mass exodus of a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But it's going to level out, and they're going to continue to make plenty of money. So they can make plenty of money, but not for me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
So I have so many people on vacation. The girl that works with me, she's off this week. Then she comes back a week, and then she's off again the week of the 4th. So I don't know how much knitting I'm actually going to get done in the next few weeks. I'm going to be working, but I keep telling myself, cha-ching, cha-ching, cruise money, cruise money, cruise money, cruise money. It's the only thing that's going to keep me going.
Yes, you just keep working hard. I'm
working.
just going to finish that Archer sweater so I can finally have it to wear in the cool evenings here, even in the summer. Sometimes the evenings get pretty cool when you go out and about.
We're talking about like 60 degrees, people. Cool.
That is cool.
What is that in Celsius? 18?
I think it's 16. Someone just on a podcast I was just watching said 60 degrees was 16 Celsius.
That is not cool. However, in Honduras, they have snow days when it's below 65 degrees. They close the schools because they have no heating or air conditioning in the schools. When it gets 65 or less, which is very rare, they have a snow day.
They don't have clothes. They don't own clothes.
They own clothes. I mean, they have little shorts and little sandals and little shorts and short sleeve shirts. But like your children didn't even own a pair of jeans before we went to the ranch a couple years ago.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh my gosh. So I have a couple other projects that are started but have been sitting for a while. So when I finish my Archer sweater, I think I'm going to pull this one out again. I don't know. I haven't shown it in a long time.
Looks like it's an awesome granny bag. Oh, light rain.
Yeah. So I'm working down the front and the body. I actually have quite a bit more on there than I thought I did. I've connected beneath the sleeves. So I've already got below the sleeves. So I'm going to maybe pull that out and work on that a little bit.
See how the neck lays? I think you should try it on. It's a dickie, everybody. Put it on.
I don't think I can. The needles aren't big enough.
Just don't put your arms in through.
You want me to put it over my head?
Yes, I want you to put it over your head.
Oh, Amy, you're crazy.
No, I want to see it. Because I'm debating on whether I want this or not. It all depends on the neck.
Well, it's not blocked. It's going to block out.
Okay, so it is really loose, though. Yeah, that shouldn't bother me.
I mean, it's really long, but once I block it, and I used the wrong size needle. I used one size down, too small on this neck. So when I block it, I know it's going to stretch.
So it's sort of like a cowl neck? Does it they like that? Not a cowl, you know what I mean? Cowl? Is that right? Is that the right word for it? You know, cowl neck?
Yeah, cow neck, I think is right. Boat neck is the open, like
right?
rectangular. No, not boat neck. I just want to make sure I'm not losing.
The thing I'm going to change about Marcel is because it comes down a little bit, and my tattoo comes up over my shoulder and onto my back. And just like people who are pregnant, strangers cannot help themselves. If they see any part of that, they're lifting my clothes off my back, no lie, and looking down my back.
Like that?
Yes, people have done that. It's like, will you please, you're not supposed to touch people you don't know. And even people you know, you probably shouldn't touch either unless you ask. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I just wanted to see. Okay, yeah, just look at my bra and just look down my clothes. I don't mind at all. Go for it. That's why I'm so picky about sometimes the things I knit, because I want them up high. It's one thing on your arm or people to say something, but it's another thing for people to do that and want to be looking down your shirt.
Yeah, that's weird.
If I don't have a chest tattoo, they may be doing that.
I wonder if Dre Renee, what's her first name?
Andrea Mowry.
Andrea. I wonder if people go.
Certainly not.
She's got that beautiful tattoo across her chest with the words, and people are like, what does that say?
Let me read that. People. Oh, Deb, you need to get back to that. I've never knit anything with tweed ever.
Me neither. This is my first one.
Yes, my hippie tunic was sort of tweedy. You need to send that back to me. It's going to be getting cool in Georgia in about 6 months.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. And people are going to ask, have you done writing that pattern?
I'm not going to write the pattern, people. I don't have the brain energy and enough brain
You can design
power.
socks, but that's way past socks. That's why I haven't written the pattern, because it's way past socks.
Well, I mean, we could write the pattern for what you did, but that's only going to be good for the people that are that size. I did drop a stitch, so I'm trying to fix it right here. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, grading, sizing sweater patterns is just, I don't want to put something out there that I'm going to get a million billion questions about. Well, I ran out of yarn. Well, this is, it's not really, how do I make it? How do I change it? If this was my job, I would totally do it. But I have a full-time...
If this was my job, I would totally be doing a different job, because I would hate it.
Yeah.
I asked Debbie about it. That's why I do the patterns. And then I get other people to knit it really fast, like Danielle, and then she tells me what the numbers are supposed to be. Thank you, Danielle. Let me tell you, now that the Mystery Knit-Along is done, let me tell you how that came upon. Like we said, we have known Danielle since we even started this whole, even knowing what Instagram, Periscoping, where we met her 2.5, 3 years ago. We've never met face to face.
No.
So after in less than almost 24 hours, she had Clue 1 finished. She was saying, God, I gotta wait like 6 more days for Clue 2. I'm like, you just got I know, I said, all right. She's the only one I did this. I said, please don't tell Debbie this. I think I ended up saying something to Debbie later on. I sent her all the Clue. She had the whole thing knit in 1 week. Before Clue 2, I think, came out,
she
was
finished.
Already done with the whole entire knit. However, I'm really glad I let her do that, because we had a couple things we had to tweak that Debbie sort of missed, or the number wasn't, that thing, we have to change that chart. she found all those. So I was knitting it along with everybody else, but at the pace of everybody else
Yeah.
because I don't have a lot of time to knit. Some days I don't. So she just said, "Okay, done." A day and a half later, she's like, "Need clue 3." I said, "What?"
If you guys ever need a test knit, she should start charging for her test knitting because she's really, really good at it.
Need to do that. She lives in Kentucky and she's retired. And what did she say? I told my husband if he let me retire that I would always mow the grass or something like that. Job. But other than mowing the grass, she's knitting. I think she's good. And let me tell you another funny story. I was during this process. I said, "Okay, I'll send you the next clue. Hold on, I'm stretching. I just went for a run, or something like that." And she was telling her husband that Amy's getting ready to send me the next clue, but she just got back from a run. He said, "Knitters run?" I mean, the whole concept of like people that knit actually exercise. I didn't know that. So he's looking at his wife thinking she's a knitter. All knitters mow grass and then sit and knit all the rest of the day. He's like, "Knitters run?"
Oh, how funny.
So now she started exercising. She's going on her morning walks before she knits.
Good for you, Danielle.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was just like, whoop, whoop. We got to show people that, knitters actually can take care of themselves other than just sit and knit, although we just like to sit and knit most all day.
Oh, wouldn't it be awesome if we just sat and knit all day? I do a lot of knitting, but I still work a full-time job and get out with the family now and then and all that stuff. Go to baseball games, watch my kids play.
You saw Incredibles 2 last night, 2 days ago?
2 days ago, yeah, it was fabulous. It was so good. I really enjoyed it.
We saw Adrift last night. I love true stories. And if other people like true stories and they take the time to make a movie of something that was a true story, you must go. I love that movie we saw last night. It's called Adrift, Adrift. Go out and see it. Since now we've had our movie review, which we've never had.
No.
Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I don't think so. So we're going to put a thread up for the giveaway of the pattern. I'm going to start 2 threads for the Drizzle Sock knit along. You need to decide whether or not you want to do, you're just going to leave it open until the next time we podcast.
Right.
Okay. What else? I think that's it. You're going to finish Connie's sweater. I'm going to finish my Archer sweater.
Okay, let's have those done by the time we podcast.
Pinky swear. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Sorry it was so long. Life gets in the way sometimes, but we will see you next time. And in the meantime, if you can't be kind,
you must be quiet.
Happy knitting.
Happy knitting.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.